Hello, Electric Brian here. So in a previous video, I explained my process of getting my level 2 charger installed and explained about the difficulty of running the cable all the way to the other end of the garage. I'll link to that video. And so today, I'm going to actually be running the cable along the ceiling. So it'll be a nice, hopefully, good way to manage the cable. It'll be up on the ceiling out of the way and should be nice and convenient right by the charge port. So I have everything laid out that I'll be using, all my tools, screws and everything. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to use cable clamps. I got these rubberized ones so that it won't damage the charger cable at all. And I also got these extension cord straps. So I was going to return which one I wasn't going to use, but turns out after looking at it more, I'm going to use some of both, because there are some times where I need the cable to be hanging down from the ceiling farther to get around some things, and other times where I need the cable tight to the wall or the ceiling. So these all work great for it. So again, so this is an Emporia level 2 smart charger. And it's a J1772 handle, but obviously I have the Tesla adapter. So to go along with it, I bought a holster to hang on the other side of the garage. This is the Easy EV plug. It said it's from Grizzle E, but there's no Grizzle E marking on it at all. So hopefully that'll be nice and easy to have on the other side of the garage. I also have a really big hook that I'll be using for where I'm going to be right at the end, hooking it on and unhooking it whenever I charge, just to keep it out of the way better. So the hard part here is that I have plaster ceilings, plaster walls, everything. So luckily at some point somebody ripped open the ceiling, previous owners, and so I see that the studs are running this way. So I should be able to just measure 16 inches on center all the way across to be able to get a stud. But plaster is very messy, so might be reading plaster on me as I'm working. So it's a record hot day today. It's 3 days before Halloween in Connecticut, and it's supposed to be 80 to 82 degrees today. So luckily it's not too hot in the garage, but there's a lot of people out blowing leaves today, despite it. It's weird that it's 80 degrees and all the leaves are coming down. I'm going to be marking 16 inches on center with painter's tape, and then when I screw into that, that'll make the plaster hopefully not crack as much, but definitely not be as messy. Although the very first one is 12 inches out from the wall, so maybe they started 16 inches on the other side. I'll assume that. You would think where the garage door opener is mounted that it would be a stud. The garage rails here. That doesn't line up with 16 inches. I might not be hitting any studs. We'll see. I'm not going to be using every stud, and there does seem to be metal behind the plaster, so if I miss the stud, at least it'll be in the metal. I know the first one's in a stud. So that last one is definitely not in a stud, but the plaster is holding it very well. Then I do have to go down below and around, below this light, here around the light, and below the garage door supports. So that's where I'll be using the Velcro straps. So now, that's probably the end of where I want it on the ceiling permanently. Because I have to put it, I'm going to put a hook in so it's easy to get it in and out of the car. We're up here. I'm going to actually bring the car in the garage to check it out. So I'm almost finished. There's been a slight change of plans. I'm actually not going to end up using the holster just because of the way the cable is going to be coming from the ceiling. So I got it nice and secured to the wall. Coming up, I know I'm definitely in a stud here. I might put another bracket in there. I have them about every 16 inches. And then through here, I have it so it's not touching this light that's actually never used anyway. And it's not touching the support for the garage door rails. It's where I use the strap so that it hangs down more. I got a couple more down here. And in the end, decided this was the end. I have 2 in there to hold the extra weight. So then the cable will be going down this way. And since it's coming down from the ceiling, it wasn't going to work to put it into a holster. The angle was just all wrong. So I'm going to use this hook at the end. That's kind of a holster, but it's definitely not ideal because it's not going to protect the adapter here from debris. I'll figure something out with that, I suppose. Now I have to figure out how to get this hook secured into the plaster here. It's a very large screw, but it should be easy enough. So what I'm gonna do is cut a board to fit between here and here, so that will secure onto the plaster better. And then I'll be able to put the hook, so there's a big screw on it. I don't want to just completely rip up the plaster. The hook will then be able to go into the board in the plaster, and it'll be much more secure that way. all done now. Instead of having the cable wound up over there all messy and having to bring it all the way over to the charge port, and then when done, wind it up. It was not really safe having the cord just going over the floor, and there was a trip hazard over here with it. So now it goes along the ceiling, it's nice and secure. Goes over this light, and then over here, I guess I will just put something to hold the cable away from the light. Now that it's relaxed some, it is touching. So then I used one of the straps and all the way down. And now I have it hooked on. Easy to reach handle there. One thing that I do want to do is get a cover. So if anyone knows of any good Nax connector cover, I'd like to do that so dust doesn't get in. Now I just have to simply unhook it from here. And it lines up nicely to stick right into the car. And it's charging. Much safer than when I'm done charging. It's nice and easy. Just have to put it back on the hook. And now it's out of the way. You can easily walk under it. So I'll have links to all the products I used if you want to do something like this yourself in the description below. It was a decent amount of work. With two people, it would have been easier, someone to hold the cable, but it worked fine putting it on a step ladder. Didn't take very long, but it's all done now, and I really like how it came out. And if it wasn't such a hot day today at the end of October, it would have been a lot easier too, but I'm tired now, so it was a good day. As a reward for all my hard work, I'm going to have a beer and some nachos.